2 Point Museum is coming out very soon, and it might just be the quirkiest and coziest management sim yet. But before you dive in, there are a few things you need to know, whether you're a total newbie or a 2 Point veteran. As a huge fan of cozy simulations and the 2 Point series, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about 2 Point Museum, including whether I think it is beginner friendly and cozy. This time my thanks goes to Sega and 2 Point Studios for the early review copy, and my actual review is going to be up on my channel soon. But without further ado, let's dive right in. I hope you enjoy the video. 2 Point Museum is the third installment in the 2 Point series, alongside 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus, which have always been known and highly praised for their quirky humor and addicting management sim gameplay loop. And 2 Point Museum is promising to be the world's first museum simulation where we can freely design and manage our own museum, with the occasional dad joke to make us either chuckle or roll our eyes. You can actually get the game in advanced early access right now, starting February 27th, if you purchase the Explorer edition, but its official launch date is March 4th, 2025, for PC, PS5 and Xbox for the base edition. Aside from the 5-day early access, the Explorer edition offers other in-game cosmetics, items, an extra exhibit, and in-game currency, which can be neat for fans but are not essential for the experience. This time, we can enjoy 5 different themes in our game, which we can gradually unlock. We start off with a prehistoric museum, and later we also establish a marine life museum, a supernatural museum, a science museum, and a space museum. But rather than just managing separate museums with clear themes, we can actually experiment with crossing over different themes to create even more exotic and unique museums that are sure to catch any visitor's attention, and which will give us even more room for creativity. If you're looking for even more creative freedom in the long run, there is also a sandbox mode alongside the main campaign, which allows us to build mega-sized museums. The great thing about it is that we have multiple sliders that let us customize our experience as we see fit, whether that means adding a little challenge or making the gameplay more cozy. So even if you complete the main campaign, you can totally keep yourself entertained with Sandbox mode and build to your heart's content. Since 2 Point Museum is a management game, we get to oversee quite a few aspects. This includes our museum staff, who are in charge of maintenance, security, and visitor satisfaction. We can micromanage their work responsibilities and salary, as well as neat little details like their uniforms. Just don't forget to watch your finances at the same time and make sure you have a stable income flow, which can come not only from museum tickets, but also, for example, from donation boxes and gift shops. We can expect 18 different guest types that will make our museum experience even more entertaining. Of course, we will get the more normal visitors, like regular science enthusiasts, but do not be surprised if you also spot clowns, goths, or space gibbons in a true goofy 2 Point Studios fashion. So don't take anybody, including yourself, too seriously. But what we do need to take seriously are our visitors' needs and wants, which will differ depending on their archetypes. We will have to make sure everyone is happy, for example, by setting up tour routes for our museum guides to show our guests around. Now, you're probably wondering how we even get our hands on the exhibits we're supposed to showcase. And the answer is expeditions. We send our experts on expeditions across 5 different regions, and eventually they will return with unique findings and treasures which we can then exhibit as highlights in our museum. Different experts specialize in different fields, and if you send them to a location outside their usual expertise, they might even come back with some intriguing crossover discoveries. Rather than just being aesthetically pleasing, decoration choices now have an impact on gameplay mechanics, giving the designing process even more purpose. We will get over 300 decorative items to design and expand our museum with, and we can even customize and name our exhibits to personalize our gameplay experience more than ever before, which I find especially neat because I can name all my fish in the aquarium exhibit. Since the 2-point series is all about finding a routine and a system to successfully run a business, some degree of repetition naturally comes into play over time. While there is a certain comfort in a predictable routine, this has actually been a common criticism of the past 2 games. But 2-Point Museum actually seems to offer a higher replayability, thanks to its added depth, increased customization, and the ability to mix and match themes. So whether you are a long-time fan of the series or a complete beginner, I think it is almost safe to say that 2-Point Museum will keep us entertained for quite a bit longer. Just like its predecessors, a 2-Point Museum comes with a lighthearted, quirky humor that makes it pretty perfect for uplifting, cozy gameplay sessions. And this already makes the series way more accessible to casual players compared to other management sims, which often have a way more serious tone and more nitty-gritty mechanics. Now, a 2-Point Museum does promise more complexity than past entries, which might lead to a slightly steeper learning curve, but overall, the series has always been fairly beginner-friendly and easy to learn. In fact, some players even found the previous games way too easy, even if they weren't familiar with the genre. So this time, 2-Point Museum seems to appeal to both casual and veteran players, offering a deeper strategy experience without being too overwhelming. Now, if you are intrigued, stay tuned for more 2-Point Museum and other cozy games on my channel. But this is everything from me. Have a wonderful day, lovelies, and see you in the next video.